So I play a woman called Chuck Portnoy, who is a very formidable, very hysterical, in my opinion, businesswoman. She does not suffer fools. She's a woman in a man's world, and she is a ball breaker, if I can say that. I have to say, it's one of the most enjoyable experiences I've ever had creatively, because I've never done a comedy, and Steve Conrad, our writer, has done the most extraordinary job of writing a woman who really holds her own. You know, it's a real comic turn, and there are some genius one-liners in there. And it's really refreshing to be able to play someone who's that committed to achieving their goals, but also, you know, hysterical at the same time. Some of them have been hard to say just because, yeah, my instinct is always to crack up. But working with Vince Vaughn, and, you know, these people are very accomplished comedians and very, very good at keeping it together. I'm like a kid in a candy store, so I kind of want to watch everyone and laugh, but I've now got the hang of the fact that, no, this is my job and I have to be professional and I can laugh afterwards. The first time I did a scene with Vince, I found myself, it was so extraordinary because he does such a specific thing that is so his thing, and it's so familiar to all of us, really. It was quite hard to not just sit back and really enjoy and sort of pinch myself that this was happening for real. It was very distracting. But he's an amazing actor and a very, very generous person to act with. But it's, you know, it's so great. What he does is it's so exciting to see it live. It really is, and it never gets old or boring. I think that everything tends to come to life when it's performed, obviously. But for me, this was, which I imagine is not always the case, but this script was really very fully formed as an amazing comic piece, and that's what's so brilliant about it. So while, you know, of course he adds his Vinceisms to the script, it's pretty, a lot of it is really there, and he just brings it to life with his charisma, really. So my character is really Dan, Vince's character's main competitor in business. We used to work together, and now we are at rival companies. And I am there attempting to get the same handshake that he is chasing. So there are hurdles along the way, and as I said before, I really do not hold back in trying to achieve what I'm after, which is that handshake. So it's a kind of tense relationship, although I do feel like there is a mutual respect on some level. He knows who Chuck is. He knows the kind of games that she will play. And I think on some level he likes her, and vice versa. They end up in Berlin because the deal that was supposed to be in place is now not in place, and they need to go and meet the head of the company, who is in Berlin. So everybody has to go to Berlin. You know, it's this kind of frantic race to seal the deal. Chuck goes, Dan goes, and they compete. Yeah, they compete for the handshake. Chuck is really probably a few feet ahead of Dan. We'll see how it ends up, but yeah, she's definitely, he puts up a good fight, but she's got the advantage on a lot of levels. You know, she's not afraid to use any means available to her to gain that advantage, and she really goes for it. I think she's willing to kind of flirt, and she's willing to humiliate in front of important people, humiliate Dan, and, you know, she's just ruthless, really. I mean, everyone that I've worked with is fantastic. It's such a new territory for me, this, to be in a comedy. So to see Nick Frost, who is hilarious and a huge icon in England where I live, has been wonderful. And James Marsden, who's the sweetest, also immensely talented guy. And Dave Franco, who's adorable, who I've known for a while anyway. So that was really lovely to kind of reconnect with him. But just, I love my job, you know, to turn up and dress up in funny clothes and pretend to be these great, odd, very different people. It's such a great job that I tend to love most things that I do. I hope people will leave this movie feeling the way that I did when I finished reading it, which was kind of sated and very, very moved, actually, at the end. I have never finished the script without kind of wanting to cry a little bit, which is a huge thing to admit. No, I think it's hilarious and it's got a heart. and it's a really winning combination. I'm really, really proud to be in it. I think that I love location shooting. I think it's great. I think you formulate, really strong friendships as a result of doing that. And we've shot in 2 amazing cities. Berlin is this complete hub of culture and creativity, and Boston is amazing. I'd never been here before, so I feel very fortunate to have been able to film and work in both places. Absolutely.